hello, my friends. This is Santa's Archives. People often think I only show up for the cheerful ones, the smiling children, the believers, the boys and girls who still leave out cookies and milk with handwritten notes in colored pencil. But every so often, I visit someone different, someone who doesn't ask for toys, someone who doesn't even expect me to exist, someone whose mind is already racing so far into the future they barely remember where they came from. I'm talking about Elon, not the Elon, not the billionaire, the CEO, the headline, the lightning rod of our time. No, I'm talking about the boy. The one most people never got to see. The one who grew up in the suburbs of Pretoria, South Africa, with books in his hands and bruises on his back. The boy who stared at the stars, not with wonder, but with strategy, not asking, what if, but how soon? It was 1989. A dry summer evening in Pretoria. The kind where the heat clings to the buildings and the sky turns an impossible orange. I landed quietly, as I do when the child inside someone is already fading. The house was still, painfully still. No tree, no lights, no music playing, just the mechanical hum of an old ceiling fan turning in a too-quiet room. I followed the sound of soft clicking, the unmistakable rhythm of a keyboard. And there he was, young Elon, thin, silent, eyes locked to a screen. His hands moving like he was chasing something. Not a game, not a message, a simulation. It was a rocket blueprint, not a crude drawing, a real attempt. At 12 years old, designing something no one asked for, talking to no one, planning for a future no one believed in but him. "Evening, Elon," I said gently. He didn't turn, didn't flinch. He just muttered, "You're not real." I smiled. I've heard that before. From adults who forgot how to hope. From geniuses who thought imagination was a liability. From boys like him. Boys who carried so much pain they stopped making room for magic. "I'm real enough," I said. "Real enough to sit with you tonight. Mind if I do?" He shrugged. I pulled up a chair, and so began one of the strangest, most important visits I've ever made. You see, Elon had already built a wall around himself. Not out of arrogance, but survival. At school, they beat him. Boys twice his size. Pushed him downstairs. Left him in the hospital. Even when he got up, they pushed again. At home, it wasn't much warmer. A father who confused intellect with dominance. Who could correct you with a sentence and wound you with a silence. Elon learned early that love wasn't promised, and so he replaced it with logic. Books became his refuge. Science his armor, work his prayer. We talked for hours that night. Not about toys or sleighs or reindeer. He had no use for fairy tales. He wanted to know about propulsion, about time dilation, about energy conversion in zero gravity. I answered what I could. But then I asked him something no one had asked in a while. "Elon, are you lonely?" He paused. His hands froze over the keyboard. His eyes, which had darted for hours between screen and circuit, finally met mine. "No one gets it," he said. "Gets what?" "This," he whispered, motioning to the screen. "To want something so big, to believe it has to happen, even if no one else sees it." I nodded. I know that feeling well. It's what kept the Wright brothers up at night, what kept Galileo sketching under house arrest, what made a young boy in a shed imagine the first radio. He looked at me for the first time, really looked. "You think I'm not crazy?" "Oh, I didn't say that," I laughed. "But if you are, then so are the ones who moved the world forward." But obsession has a shadow. And Elon's shadow was growing. "Listen to me, Elon," I said quietly. "You're going to build things, big things. You'll create rockets, cars, systems, networks. You'll disrupt entire industries. But if you're not careful, you'll build a cage so large, you'll forget how to open it from the inside." He squinted. Didn't quite understand. So I told him a story about a toy maker I once knew. Brilliant, inventive. He made things no one had ever seen. But he built and built until there was no one left around to give the toys to. He died surrounded by inventions, and not a single soul who knew what made his heart beat. "Elon," I said. You want to go to Mars, that's fine, but don't forget to check on Earth before you leave. He said nothing. But he leaned back, the kind of lean that doesn't resist, the kind that listens. You'll have fans and critics. They'll call you a genius one day and reckless the next. They'll say you're saving humanity and destroying it, sometimes in the same breath. But the only voice you need to master is your own. And the only war worth fighting is the one between your mission and your heart. Before I left, I gave him something small. A stone. Smooth, round, old. He held it in his hand, confused. This, I said, is from Galileo's garden, the one he used to walk in when he wasn't allowed to teach. He'd walk and think and wonder. Because wonder can't be silenced. Not by force, not by fear. Keep it. Not to remind you of the stars, but to remind you to stop and touch the ground once in a while. I stood. He stood with me. And for a moment, he looked like a boy again. Not a future icon, not a symbol, just a boy with big dreams and tired eyes. Will I succeed? He asked. That depends, I said. Do you want to be remembered for how far you went, or how well you lifted others as you rose? He didn't answer. He just nodded. And I left through the door. No sleigh, no sound. Just the soft click of a boy returning to his machine. But maybe, just maybe, with a little more humanity in his hands. Years later, I'd watch him face the world. With rockets, with tweets, with power. But sometimes, when the screen gets too loud, I think back to that boy in Pretoria. Alone, focused, brilliant, fractured. And I hope he still carries that stone. Because the stars are beautiful, but they don't hold you when you're tired. People do. If this tale intrigues you, share with others, and remember to like and subscribe. See you on another Santa's journey.